there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Yeah, y'all. Yeah. Women need to be more realistic about getting with a money man. Now, y'all know I'm going on the women, but I got quite a few women who listen. And some guys can definitely co-sign this message. Because when I'm on IG going through some reels, or even sometimes on YouTube going through some reels, I see some stuff by Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, may he rest in peace. I also see plenty of times women, they'll be on some podcast talking about a man got to be making, it ain't even 100,000 like it used to be, like 200,000. Got to be making all this money, doing all this stuff. And I'm just like, come on now. And I'm just, first of all, I'm going to say it. RomWills is going to say it. It's not realistic for a lot of these women to think about that. They need to be focused on men who really love them, who really want to work with them. Because you get a lot of these women want to get that man making that money. They want to be at the finish line, but they don't want to help them get there. But see, let me talk about it from a different point of view. I've known some money men. And indeed, in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I'll talk about the masked man. He's wearing a mask, but it's not even so much a facial mask, but it's so much the women looking at him for his material goods. But as I said yesterday, got a lot of experience, been through a lot of different points of relationships, also known plenty of men. I've known everything from the nice guy ain't getting no parts of the pussy, the gamesmen who be running whatever to get that cut from a woman who really don't want them, just settling for them. Definitely the Mr. Goodbars who just getting it thrown at them. But plenty of men who made money. Now, one of the things I found with the guys who were making a lot of money, one of the more interesting things with them, they the pickiest dudes on the planet. Now, even Mr. Goodbar is as picky, and he's at the top of the totem pole. Because the Mr. Goodbar type, he'll still stroke whatever. If a woman offering to suck his dick, he'll let that happen. And he'll stroke that woman whatever, because he just want to get his. He'll get his. A woman has a better chance of getting with a Mr. Goodbar than what I'll call a money man. Not a mask man, because that gets people confused. He ain't wearing a mask, but he got that material goods. He got that money. One of the things I found with him, just seriously, like I said, the pickiest human beings on the planet. When I say the planet, because if a man is a money man, right? If a man is a money man, he's only looking for really a very beautiful woman. First of all, let's just be real with it. Let's forget all that stuff. Even some of the stuff I say about just getting that woman who's going to be with you. I'm just talking about regular guys. But if you get a guy who making, I'm going to say right now, the limit is $250,000, 250,000. And it's really going to get higher than that. Probably, it might be there now for all I know. He making all that money. He working hard for that money. He put in all those hours. He wants that trophy. He really don't even want that woman who is just going to be just that life partner. He really don't. Especially you get some guys who they weren't getting any play before they had money. Especially those are the worst. And I'm going to say they the worst because they didn't have anybody standing with them, working with them, making them a sandwich, sucking their dick, giving them any play before they made that money. So when they make that money, they picky as hell. They don't want to make all that money, do all that work, and get some woman who's average looking, she's average looking, average body. She don't have that sex appeal like that, or at least some sex appeal like that. He don't want to deal with that. He don't want to deal with no ordinary woman. The only time he might deal with that ordinary woman is if she helped him to get to that point. That's the only way. She helped him get to the finish line. But you get these women, they want to be at the finish line. He did all the work, and they think he's not only going to want them, but treat them like a princess. And I'm like, that is so unrealistic. These guys aren't stupid. These guys aren't stupid. They know a woman who's helping them and one who isn't. These men, they worked hard. They probably put in, 60, 70-hour weeks working, doing overtime, working on weekends, doing a lot to get to where they at. They want trophies. They want supermodel of the world. That's why you get some guys, they'll even pay for that woman. Indeed, some high-end escorts. They ain't so much paid for the sex. They so much paid to be in that position where a man is out with them and they like, yeah, okay. Indeed, when you're talking about some upper middle class environments, and trust me, I've been in them all. The men in those environments making a lot of money, they'll look down on some guy who just bring an ordinary woman. I remember I got set up with this woman, and she went all that. Good ass pussy though. Good ass pussy. Good ass pussy. But she went all that. I'd say sub 5, right? I ain't gonna lie, she was a sub 5. But I took her to this party one time, and it was a bunch of attorneys. High-end attorneys. Let's just say their names might not have been as famous, but they know some high-end people. I could call some names that I know they cool with, because I know the same people. Yeah, Uncle Rom got a lot going for him. But they clown me for bringing this woman. Now, the pussy was good, but they clown me for bringing this particular woman. That's how they are. When money men are at that level, the woman that you got to have on your arm, she better be supermodel of the world. She better be a minimum 8, or you get clowned if you be in those positions. But see, a lot of these women who they fantasize about that Prince Charming, or they think they'll get something. Now, you do get some of them, they'll say, well, I've been with a couple of these guys, and I would just say, have these guys married you? Or as Master Teacher BGS, he did a video on this one big old woman talking about she'd been with these guys, and he said it best. Sometimes they might have a fetish, but they ain't going to be out. They will not go out with that woman. They will not be in public. They might stroke that woman, but they ain't going to go out in public with her. They ain't going to be any place. And I would ask any of those women who try to say, yeah, they've been with those money men. I was like, where he at now? Where did he? I would straight up ask him. If I got on one of those shows, I would say, did he take you out with him? He introduced you to his friends and family. There's a big difference between being stroked and that man really wants you. Because if that man really wants you, you would hit all the parties with him. You would hit all the places with him. But see, you get some women, they fantasize about that guy. And some guys will play into it. And you do get some of those money guys, like I said, they might just want to get some. But they ain't gonna get a woman. The only women that they want on their arms are the women who look like they belong there. They look like they need to be there, and they need to be fine. Like I said, when I took this woman, like I said, Cause Rom, I wasn't thinking on that level. The shit was good, the woman was cool. But these dudes, these attorneys, and I would say high level attorneys, they clowned the brother. they clowned me. I was like, oh shit. They had a point, but the pussy was good. Yeah. But look, I'm gonna tell you what. These women out here, they fantasizing. They on that fantasy. Because like I say, the question I would even ask them is, where's that guy now? I would ask them if ever in a position where some women say, well, he gotta make $400,000. I would ask them simply. First I would say, well, have you ever been out with that guy? And if they say yes, I was like, okay, how come you're not with him now? And even when you was with him, did you see that guy outside the bedroom? There's a lot of women getting used out there, and they not really thinking about what they're doing. They're not really thinking about it. They just on some bull. And I do mean the word bull. And I'm going to tell you what, for the fellas listening, look, you worked hard. If you worked hard for that money, I wouldn't say necessarily go for a supermodel, but just deal with the woman who was going to be down for you. If that woman wasn't down for you before you got to that finish line, don't deal with her. Even if she supermodeled the world, don't deal with her. I would say that. If she's not that type, she should not get the reward. And you get some of, it's funny, some of those women act like what they bringing to the table. Bitch, what the fuck you bringing to the table? That man done got there. In fact, I've told women, I said, look, you need to grab that guy, you need to recognize that guy going somewhere and jump on then. You need to get him then. In fact, you do get some women out there, they'll recognize that guy early. They will recognize that guy early and jump on the bandwagon. They'll look at a guy, they know what to look for. But usually women like that usually came from environments. What they do is really recognize the personality traits more than anything else. They recognize the personality traits of some guy because he might have like that same energy as their father, but he might not have made it yet, but they can recognize it. I remember hooking up with a young lady one time. She said, you're going to be big. And she knew it. Ain't gonna lie, old Ron Doctor. But that's another story. I wasn't the best of human beings when I was younger. I'm just gonna be real. But she recognized it. I give her that dap. If I ever run into her, I say, I gotta give you that dap. Seriously. If I ever run into her, she one of the few I might apologize to. Because she did recognize that I was about something before we even got to that point. But a lot of women don't. You get a lot of women, they on that fantasy shit. They on that Snow White shit, Cinderella shit. Like, they got something that some guy who worked hard just wants. No, first of all, money man, let's just be real. In general, money man, regardless of what I say and talk about, get past their looks, money man want that trophy. Let's be real with it. Want that trophy. You don't want that woman who's looking all jacked up. Indeed, that's why usually, in general, when you see guys like that, they doing something. They got a badass woman. Because they want that trophy. They ain't trying to come home to just whatever. Or a woman got some attitude or some shit like that. Because you be getting some of these women be having attitudes and think some man, he's supposed, like, hold up. So let's think about it. This man, he making 6 figures, maybe on the way to 7 figures. He working 60, 70 hours a week. He don't want to come home to any woman one, she don't look like all that. Two, she giving him some hell. Like personality wise, she can't add to it. Like I always talk about an asset or a liability. It was a guy making six figures who mentioned that. He said, no, that woman need to add to it. I mean, this was a guy, he made six figures as a base salary. He made six figures as a base salary. And I remember he lived in this little mini mansion. He was married though. Married and he cheated something, but we won't get into that. But he had bought his wife like this truck, $65,000, paid cash for it. But she was always loyal to him. She was always loyal. That's why I would say, like I said earlier, a woman just, if she really want that type of man, she gotta be loyal to him from day one. She gotta be loyal to him from day one. Well, okay, I guess you had to get where you had to get, even though it was coming. Now I'm just talking. Y'all know when I'm driving, paying attention to the road. But that guy, he wants it. Now these women out here want some money man, and they want to be at the finish line. That shit's just unrealistic. That shit, in fact, that's something to always think about. That's something I always think about. Because this guy, he working all that time. He ain't trying to come home to whatever. That woman need to show something. Now, the only way she can get past that is she just got to really show who she is, her personality. But it got to be like she show herself what she is beyond the money. But if that dude feel like the money, he's like, well, shit, if I got to deal with this type of woman, she need to be fine as shit. She need to get his joint hard. Now, if you get a woman who gets your joint hard, and if you're a man, you get your joint hard, she don't look like all that, okay, that's something. But she need to do something. She need to bring something. Because it kill me. And you get some women out here talking about what they bring day to table. It's like, he already got money. He already got everything he gotta get. Why is she tripping? I be thinking about that. Hey, fellas, look, I'm gonna tell y'all what. You working hard. You doing everything. Don't put up with any crap for any reason. There's an abundance of women out here, because for all those women talking about they want their man making so much money, he gotta do this and that. There's some women, they just chill. Seriously, they just chill. And some of them are very attractive. Don't think all very attractive women gonna hurt you. Some of them are very attractive. But don't put up with any crap from any woman. Don't even argue with her. She say whatever, boom. In fact, a lot of money men know that. Because, like I said, I've been around a lot of money men. And how picky they are. And how one of the things is actually having two cars. Two cars, right? The first car might be just something that they have, you know, their regular luxury car or something like that. Their first car. But then they go on dates with the hoopties. In fact, what's his name? I think Tyler Perry. Now, you know he a billionaire. What he did, he went out with a woman and he actually got her a car, but he didn't get her a late model car, and she was tripping. He didn't get her a late model car. It was like, she tripping. Like, fellas, I'm going to tell you what. If you run into any women, you doing your thing, and all she about is your money, let that go. Like, when I talk about being able to get a woman without money, and you still got some guys saying, well, you got to spend money here or there. Dude, is that what you want? Do you want that woman who's just looking at you for the money you have? Because if that's the case, she gonna look at that next man who got more money and deal with him. You can't even trust a woman like that, because she'll still get with that guy who still make her vajayjay tingle any damn way. So what's the point? What is the point? I want y'all to think about that shit. Okay. Anyway, like, don't entertain these women, and don't entertain them. Don't even deal with them. Don't even deal with them for the quick vajayjay. If you get to a certain point, make sure the woman's at a high level too. Like, make sure, like, she got to be at a high level for you to even want to deal with her, because you worked hard to get to a certain point. That woman has to earn her presence in your life. Think about it, because it's tough out here, because we see everything going on economically. If you're a man still making that money, you got that home, you got that house, you got disposable income. Well, one, it wasn't handed to you. You had to work for that shit. You shouldn't put up with any bullshit from any woman. You should not put up with any bullshit from any woman on some low fantasy shit. You shouldn't put up with it. As a man, she has to be in cooperation with your operation. And you should really think about that. She asking you to pay her bills, take care of her and all that. It need to be on your terms. You the one working 60, 70 hours a week. You the one putting in all this hard sweat and tears, whatever you doing. You the one bringing in the money. It was like, no, she gonna be that way. She need to be on your terms. And even with the ones fantasizing, here's the thing with that too. Even the ones talking, doing these videos, I see the videos and I just chuckle and keep going. I'm be real. I just chuckle and keep going. I ain't even about the woman's appearance or how she look or whatever. I just chuckle and keep going. I was like, oh, okay. Because my thing is, no matter how much money, you still got to talk to a motherfucker. You still got to be there. And what happens then? Like I've said several times, especially on my money channel, I'm making 6 figures. But when I had my stroke, I paid attention to the women who were still cool with me, especially one in particular. I said, you know what? If she asked for something, okay, got her. Because she was going out her way to do stuff, like literally out her way to do stuff for me. I was like, man, whatever she needs, she got it. But she was showing what she had. And here's the thing, she didn't know how much money I made. She did not know how much money I made at first. That's the type of woman that, if you're a money man, that's you want to deal with. That woman who down for you, because money can come and go. Shoot. Money can come and go, but you want to get to that point. Let me pull in here. I gotta get some money. You don't want to put up with any bullshit, all right? Seriously. Money come and go. If you deal with any woman, she need to be that type of woman who you could really build something with. If she there with your money, she can leave you just on that money. That's just something. If you take that dollar out of your wallet, you step on it, it don't wiggle, it don't do anything. It's just a tool. If that woman is more interested in the tool than you don't need to deal with it. Whatever woman you deal with, they need to be a woman in cooperation with your operation. She need to be an asset to you. And if you meet some of these women talking about, hey, you got to buy me this, you got to do this, you got to do that, man, forget that. And y'all can share this video with any of those women who are on that. Like, there was one woman, I ain't going to call her name, but she's well known. And she actually promoted me one time. I gave it to her. She actually promoted me, but I wouldn't deal with it. I wouldn't deal with it. She all on that money shit. Because you making that money, it was like, what the fuck you giving? Oh shit, you can play shit. Even though I'm against paying a woman for some pussy, you can pay a pro for some pussy. Well, you really paying her to leave, shit. If you paying some money, shit, deal with a pro at least. Pay for somebody who gonna do something for your ass. Seriously. So, anyway though, I gotta go ahead and get something. So anyway, y'all have a good weekend. You know, I ain't gonna hook it up. And I finally figured out how to get this thing on here good. Yeah. Got a new holder. And I can take this joint off. Shit. Can't find the one I used to have, but that is all complicated and shit. Anyway, man, y'all have a good weekend, and I'll get back with y'all. Well, I'm gonna have my Sovereign Man video tomorrow, Sovereign Saturday, and then I always do my stuff on Sundays, but I record them early in the week, so I'll be chilling on the weekends. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all. Peace.